Eleanor James wasn't the type of woman who cried easily. Not when she lost her job 7 years ago. Not when she divorced Daniel, her husband of 22 years. Not even the day she realized her only son, Michael, barely had time for her anymore. Life had toughened her skin in ways she never wanted. But today was different. She stood in a quiet room that smelled of cedar and memory. On the polished desk in front of her sat a single envelope. Her name was written on it, in handwriting she knew too well. Eleanor. The signature stroke of the E. The careful slant of the letters. It was unmistakably his. Christopher Hale. The billionaire reclusive philanthropist. The man who disappeared from her life 6 months ago without a sound. The man she watched die yesterday morning in a quiet Boston hospital. Breath fading like winter fog. Her eyes stunned. She didn't want this letter. She wasn't ready for it. Not after everything they had gone through. Not after the way he left her behind. But Christopher planned this. He knew she would come. He knew she would need closure. With a trembling breath, Eleanor broke the seal. Inside the envelope was a single sheet of thick paper and a small silver key. Her heart twisted. The key to what? She unfolded the letter. And then, in Christopher's steady, elegant handwriting, she read, "My Eleanor, if you're reading this, it means my time has run out. But there are things you must know, things I never had the courage to say when I was alive. Please come to the lake house. The one place where I never lied to myself about you. Use the key. There, you'll find the truth." See. Eleanor's breath hitched. The lake house. The place where they met. Where they fought. Where they broke each other. Where they loved without meaning to. Her fingers closed around the key, cold and metallic in her palm. She wiped her tears and whispered, "Fine, Christopher. I'm coming." Because if there was truth waiting for her, she deserved to know it. Even if it destroyed her. The drive took for long, winding, memory-soaked hours. When she finally reached the lake house, dusk was falling. The water shimmered in muted silver. The pine trees whispered as if they recognized her. Everything was exactly as it had been 6 months ago, untouched, quiet, suspended in time. Eleanor stepped onto the porch. Her heart raced. She placed the silver key into the lock. It fit perfectly. The door opened with a soft click. Inside, the house smelled of pine and old books, and faintly of him. Her chest tightened. The living room was warm in a melancholy way. A fire had once burned in the stone fireplace. She could almost see the embers glowing the night they argued for the last time. She remembered Christopher's voice, low and hurting. "You think I don't care? God, Eleanor, you're the only thing I care about." She clenched her teeth. That night changed everything. And then he left. Without explanation. Without goodbye. Without her. She walked deeper into the house. On the dining table was a second envelope. Her name again. With shaking hands, she opened it. "Eleanor, if you're here, I'm grateful. I wasn't sure you'd come. Go to the study. Everything begins there." See. She swallowed hard and made her way to the study. As she opened the door, her breath stopped. Inside was a wall-sized mural of her. Not a painting. Not a photograph. A collage. Hundreds of pictures of Eleanor, some she recognized. Some she didn't know had ever been taken. Eleanor laughing. Eleanor reading in the cafe. Eleanor gardening. Eleanor walking by the lake. Eleanor from the first day they met. A mosaic of moments, say, of her. Her legs nearly gave out. "Christopher, what did you do?" A third letter waited on the desk. "Eleanor, every time I tried to forget you, I failed. Every time I tried to leave you, I came back. Everything I am, every choice, every breath, it came back to you. But I hid the truth from you, and that was my greatest sin. Look in the drawer. See. Hands trembling, she opened the drawer. Inside was a stack of medical files. Her heartbeat turned to ice. She lifted the file on top. Hail, Christopher J. Diagnosis stage of pancreatic cancer. Dated 18 months ago. The world went silent. No sound. No breath. Just the crushing weight of truth. He had been dying. All that time. Every day they were together. Every night he kissed her forehead. Every argument, every silence, every act of distance. He hid it. He carried it alone. She sank into the leather chair, shaking uncontrollably. Her heart felt like it was splitting open. She lifted the next pages. Treatment options. Prognosis. Declined. His handwriting scribbled in the margins. And one note written boldly. I won't let her waste her life watching me die. Eleanor covered her mouth as a broken sound escaped her. Her tears came fast and hard. He left because he loved her. He pushed her away to spare her. He died alone so she wouldn't have to watch him fade. The pain was unbearable. She clutched his file to her chest and sobbed full. Wrenching sobs she hadn't allowed herself in years. She didn't know how long she cried. When the tears finally slowed, she noticed one more envelope at the bottom of the drawer. This one was thicker, heavier, with her name written in bold, deliberate strokes. She opened it. Inside was a letter and a deed. Her blood froze. The deed to the lake house. Her name listed as the sole owner. And the letter. She pressed it to her heart, terrified of what it would say. Then she unfolded it. My Eleanor, this is the last letter you'll receive from me. Because it is the one I never wanted to write. By the time you're reading this, I'll be gone. I made my peace with that. What I never made peace with was you. I fell in love with you when I had no right to. I loved you when I was dying. I loved you when I pushed you away. And I loved you every day afterward. But when I learned the truth about my prognosis, I made a choice. You deserved more than becoming the caretaker of a dying man. You had already spent a lifetime taking care of others. I couldn't let you waste another minute on me. I was selfish enough to love you. I refused to be selfish enough to make you watch me fade. So I gave you back your life. Even if it meant losing my own joy. This house, our house, now belongs to you. Keep it, sell it, burn it. I won't pretend to know your heart. But I hope you will forgive me one day. Not for dying, but for leaving you alive when all I wanted was to stay. If there is a next life, I pray I'll find you again. Yours, always, Christopher. Eleanor pressed the letter to her chest and sank to the floor. Her sobs were silent now, no sound, only grief. A grief sharpened with love she never got to speak fully, and apologies he never got to hear. But beneath the heartache something else bloomed. A quiet, aching warmth. Because Christopher loved her with his whole heart. Even in dying, he tried to protect her. He gave her the house. But, more than that, he gave her the truth. Night fell softly. Eleanor walked down to the lake. The water shimmering in moonlight. She sat on the old wooden dock. She read the letter again. She touched the deed. She breathed. And for the first time in months she felt him. Not in body, but in presence. In memory. In love that refused to die. The wind brushed her cheek like a gentle hand. She closed her eyes. Christopher, she whispered, I forgive you. Her voice cracked but did not break. And I love you too. Something inside her settled. Not healed, not yet, but beginning. As she rose to leave, she noticed a small wooden box on the corner of the dock. Her name carved into the lid. She opened it. Inside was a simple gold bracelet with a single charm. A tiny golden heart. And engraved on the back, for the woman who taught me how to live. Her tears returned soft this time. She clasped the bracelet onto her wrist. It fit perfectly, like it had been waiting, like he had known she would wear it. Eleanor lifted her face to the sky, breathing deeply. Pain and love blended into one, and in that moment she felt it clearly. Christopher may have left you, but he hadn't abandoned her. He left her with memories, with truth, with a home, with love, and with a future she could finally step into. The storm inside her was fierce, but she survived it, and when she walked back toward the lake house with slow, steady steps, she didn't walk alone. Some people leave quietly, but the love they give echoes forever. If this story touched your heart, don't let it end here. Like this story to honor love that sacrifices. Comment if you believe real love never truly dies. Save it for the days you need to remember what love really looks like. And follow Golden Heart Stories for more unforgettable stories that stay with you long after the last word. Because somewhere out there, someone is loving you just as deeply.